I've been using Patreon for 6 months, and here are things that I have learned that I think will help you become more successful in your Patreon journey. Also, I'm going to be speaking super casually in this video, so hopefully that's okay with you, but I just want it to be like I'm talking with my friend. So my name is Kristen. I am a content creator and a community builder. I have a separate account than this that revolves in a fandom space, and that is the kind of content and audience that I create and that I have. And that is what supports my Patreon. One of the reasons that I wanted to create these series is because when I wanted to create a Patreon for myself and for my accounts, I was having the hardest time finding any information that was up to date, that was relevant, and like at all usable for me. So, in typical fashion, and I seem to do this all the time, when I can't find something, I just make it myself. I have been working on a Patreon for Beginners series here on my YouTube. Please go and check it out. And I also have created a Patreon for Beginners, Patreon Without the Panic ebook that you should check out. It's on my Stan Store. Everything is in the bio. In the last 6 months, I have learned a lot about Patreon. I was super hyper fixated on finding out as much as I possibly can so that one, I can be more successful, but also two, that I could share it with my friends and with you. One of the things that I think is the biggest lesson that I learned is the commitment level that it takes to have a Patreon. Patreon is not something that you can take lightly. Yes, it's supposed to be super fun and it shouldn't feel like a burden, but it's a commitment. It is a commitment of your time. It's a commitment of your energy. It's a commitment of your heart. There's so many different ways you need to commit to this process, because if you start something that you're not willing to put your energy into, it's not going to be successful. That's just like anything in life. If you're not willing to really go for it, then I would honestly say just don't, because I was surprised at the level of commitment that this takes. And I think it's because not only do I have my Patreon, I have my YouTubes, like two, I have all of my social media accounts, plus I have my social media business. I think in my head, I was like, oh, I can just repurpose things like I do with TikTok and Instagram. Like, why make the same thing twice? It's not that simple. It's not that simple, because the commitment level that my Patreon takes from me is more of, I need to show up. I need to message my patrons. I need to respond to their comments. I need to consistent, which is number two thing that I learned, consistently put out what I say I'm going to put out. Let's talk about number two, consistency. I am the least consistent person that I know, and it's always been a struggle. It's something I know about myself. So I can say maybe it wasn't a huge surprise going in for me that I knew I would struggle with this, but it is something that I learned that was very important to this process. Because if I say every Friday, this is coming out, people are going to expect that every Friday that video is going to be there. And when it's not, they're going to cancel their Patreon subscription because I am not consistently doing what I said I would do. So consistency is huge. Commitment, consistency. Those are probably the top two lessons that I learned about things that are most important when it comes to Patreon. The next two things that I want to talk are kind of fit together, but they are community and engagement. So in the last 6 months, I learned just how important it is to treat this as a true community and to engage in it myself. This is a community that I've created. This is a community that people have trusted in me enough to join, whether it's for free or with a monetary amount through the different memberships. Like, that's a big deal. I think you need to realize that even people who are joining for free and showing up, their time is valuable. They don't have to be there. You know what I mean? Like, having somebody decide that I am worth, sorry, I just felt emotional. Having somebody decide that I am worth their time and their hard-earned money to support me, that's something that I didn't expect to affect me as much as it does. Okay, sorry, I just had to like pull myself together a little bit. It's important to give the honor and the respect to the people who are joining your space, to show how you appreciate it and how thankful you are. And I think one of the best ways to do that is just to engage and to be there and to be present, because that's why they're showing up. They want you. They want to support you. They want to support you as a person. People are showing up because of you, not necessarily what you're giving them. It's you. They want to support you. And that's a very big deal. So actually, one of the things that I do anytime somebody joins my Patreon, unfortunately, it can only be the paid members because I can't message free members, but every paid member who joins, I send them a DM and I use their name and I say welcome and I say thank you and whatever else I want to say in that moment. But I really want them to know that I see them and I appreciate it. And it's important to me that they're there and that I love them and we're gonna have fun and that I'm here to talk to. I want them to know that when they come to this space, that this space is created so that we can have a conversation about our favorite things or our favorite shows or whatever. Which does lead me to the next thing that I learned, and it's something that I struggle with in my life, both in real life and online, is boundaries. In this space, we want to be accessible. That's literally the whole point. We've created this community, we've created this space where we can all come together to engage. And yes, it's so important to keep those lines open and be accessible to a point. Boundaries are important. It's okay to set them. It's okay to be selfish of your own time. If you're not taking care of yourself, you're no good to anybody. So you need to figure out where your lines are. I'm trying to learn to not overextend myself. So there's like boundaries on my time and my sanity. I also know that every request that comes in, I don't have to do it. I don't have to create that content. So it's okay to be a little selfish, because if you're not selfish and you don't put up those boundaries and you start people pleasing, like, which is my issue, you're gonna burn out so fast. You need to have some sort of idea of what your limits are and what you're okay with before you even start this process. And the last thing that I'm going to say about what I have learned in the last 6 months is to never forget the reason why you're doing it. Don't forget your purpose, because the purpose is the reason and why you'll keep going when you get filled with self-doubt, when you get discouraged, when you get burnt out, when you get anything. Remembering your why and why you started this in the first place is key. So some of the things that I have started doing is actually printing out, okay, don't make fun of me, because this probably sounds really lame, but I've actually started printing out comments that have meant a lot to me or DMs that have meant a lot to me, and I have them pinned up because I want to remember my reason why. And my reason why is I wanted to create a space where, sorry, I get so emotional when I talk about this stuff. I wanted to create a space where people feel safe, where they feel seen, where they feel loved and happy to come to. And I want to be a person that they feel safe with. I think if I forget that's why I did it in the first place, it would be really easy to get discouraged when maybe you're not getting comments or you're not getting member spikes, like, because that's not the reason. That's not my why. Sorry, I just got like a little bit mushy. This was definitely not a scripted video. Let's just do a quick recap over some of the things that I found were key and that I learned personally through my Patreon process. 1, you have to make that commitment. If you're not willing to make the commitment, you're not going to be successful. Number 2, you're going to have to be consistent. You're going to have to consistently give what you say you're going to give. or else people are going to be disappointed, and that just makes sense. Number 3, you have to remember it's a community, and number 4, you need to engage within it. So don't forget that these are real people that have given up their time and possibly their money to support and be with you and be in that space. Number 5, I don't know where I'm at, is boundaries. So even though, yes, this is a community and you need to be engaging and you need to show up and you need to be committed and you need to be consistent, you also need boundaries, because it's so easy to overextend yourself and to want to please people so much that you forget that you yourself are a human. And there's only so much that you can give without burning out. And the last thing was purpose. Remember why you're here. That is one thing that I had to continually do to get through maybe the times where I felt stupid or doubted myself, or I was wondering, why am I even here? What am I doing? Nobody's going to show up. You just have to remember why you're doing it. And if you know why you're doing it, all of those things are going to be much easier to get through. And here's a bonus. Here's a bonus thing that I didn't say in my first part is find people who are also doing Patreons. Find people who are in the same situation as you that you can ask questions for, you can get support from. That's me included. Like, please comment below. Like, I am here. I am here to help you. I am here to support you. Like, I believe in you so much. And I just love everybody. I think it's time for me to cut this off. But thank you guys so much. I would really love to hear about your Patreons. I would love to hear about your journeys. I would love to hear what you've learned, what you've found important. And if you've gotten any insight from this video, thank you so much. And make sure to check out my other videos in my Patreon series. Subscribe, because who knows what I'm going to be talking about next. And check out my ebook.